Welcome to the University of the Free State.
Wa amohela ho University of the Free State.
Welkom by die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
Siyakwamukela eNyuvesi yase-Free State.
Situated in the heart of South Africa, my university is a creation of the past, the present, and the future. Across our 3 campuses, 7 faculties have been home to some of the most magnificent minds. Everything we do is rooted in our values of excellence, innovation and impact, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability. We have been changing the world for more than a century. We continue to pave the way and inspire a fresh stream of knowledge and skill to follow in the footsteps of our scholars and alumni. We hunger for knowledge that will help us to be better and to do better. Our facilities encourage excellence, pulling us towards the light of new insight and ways of applying what we know. We lead by example, advocating sustainability in everything that we do. While we are making a current impact, we are also steering towards the future with the knowledge and skills we need to take the lead. The next 12 years will be especially significant in our growth as our Vision 130 unfolds, which will peak in 2034 when the University of the Free State celebrates 130 years of existence. Vision 130 is our strategic intent to reposition the university for 2034. Join us on this journey. Together, we will go further.
somebody that came after the fact. We have 242 graduates this evening. I thank you for finding time in your busy schedule to join us. Let's give it up to the celebrants. But of course, I thank every single solitary one of you in this graveyard session to have come to support, counsel, coach, and hold by the hand. So let's give it up to yourselves. This is a beautiful time of the year, autumn, middle, blue skies, African sunshine, and this is God's own country. I'm yet to meet a country that is as beautiful as this, gifted with so much. But this is also the bicentenary, 200th anniversary of Lesotho and Basotho. We mention that because this land we are on is also part of their original land. Ke ka hoo e reng ha re qalang ka ho isa tlhompho e kgolo ho ra Basotho, motlotlehi, morena mohato, letsie wa boraro, setlohotlolwana sa pete le magabane, setloholo sa mokgatjhane le poqo, sa re ha kadi le beola. Yena beotseng ramona henditedu a di re shweshwe ka lehare. Goeienaand mense, eminence, excellencies, most distinguished guests. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Free State for the awarding and conferral of qualifications in the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. I therefore award and confer qualifications to and on all the candidates presented by the Dean of the respective faculty present to this congregation. In addition, I hereby award and confer qualifications to and on those whose names appear in the program but who are not present here today. You may be kindly seated.
Distinguished guests, graduates, parents, guardians, and friends, good evening. My name is Anthea Rhoda, and I'm the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic. Today is indeed a special day. Few events and occasions hold as much significance as your graduation. This day is just as important for those who have supported you along the way. Many of you had to overcome a lot during your journey to get here today. Many of you are the first in your families to reach this milestone. You have earned this moment, and you should be extremely proud. Always acknowledge and recognize the significance of your achievements as you transition from being a University of the Free State student to a University of the Free State graduate. Graduates, you have had the honor of studying at a 120-year-old institution that has a track record on par with well-regarded national peers, as reflected in the 2024 Times Higher Education World University Impact Rankings. Sufficient evidence indicates that higher education has the potential to function as an agent of change and a means of serving the greater good. Although the mission of our university has always been to equip you with the knowledge and skills needed to make a difference in your field of study, we are also mindful that values are as important for you to make a difference in your communities. The University of the Free State places great emphasis on ensuring that students and staff have an outstanding university experience. In our pursuit of excellence, we are proud that our environment is conducive for intellect and knowledge to flourish. As such, our values of excellence, innovation, and impact, accountability, care, social justice, and sustainability are embedded in all activities across the institution. Graduates, irrespective of what you undertake in the future, remember to pursue your passion. Continuously have the desire to make a difference in the lives of others. Surround yourself with real people in real communities while inculcating kindness, empathy, passion, and awareness of the real issues. If you want to tackle the unfinished goals of this country and create a better world, build bridges, remain morally astute, and grow your coalitions. Life can be challenging when you are on your own. However, great results can be achieved when you work as a collective. It is up to you to align yourself with those who have a common cause, heal the divisions that keep us separated, and carry along those who have been left out and are struggling. Congratulations to all our COFSI graduates. May you have continued success in all your endeavors. So I'd just like to highlight a few what we call house rules. And the first one is that the university makes use of official photographers who are present in the hall today. Those who arrive after the pre-ceremony announcements are please requested to refer to the graduation event program. Today is a time to celebrate, and we'd want you to celebrate the achievements of each graduate or your family member or your child that is graduating. What is, however, important is that we hear the full names of each student being announced. You are therefore asked to limit your cheers and loud exclamations, making them short enough for everyone to hear the announcement of the next student. We strive to conduct the graduation ceremonies in a dignified manner and ask that you refrain from leaving the hall before the end of the proceedings to avoid disturbing the ceremony. You are also asked to please keep your cell phones on silent for the duration of the ceremony, if we can adhere to those, please. And so I'd like to do an official welcome to all the office bearers, the Chancellor, Prof. Bunang Mohale, our guest speaker this evening, Ms. Munyamani, also the Deputy Registrar, Mr. Edwin Crouch, representative of the Executive Director, Student Affairs, Mr. Muhuma, the President of the Convocation, Dr. Peter du Toit, and then the Dean of the Economic and Management Sciences, Prof. Philippe Burger, the representative of the Dean of Education, Dr. Henry Nichols, the representative of the Dean of Health Sciences, Professor Nicholas Pierce, the representative of the Dean of Humanities, Professor Sethulehu Matubesi, the representative of the Dean of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, Professor Liesl Herselman, and then the representative of the Dean of Theology and Religion, Dr. Martin Loubser. I'd also like to acknowledge a representative from the ISRC, Mr. Mpoli Fowa. Welcome, everybody. So to get us in the spirit of the graduation, I'd like to introduce the musical item. Michael Jackson created Heal the World as his musical wish for humanity to make the world a better place. Along with the song, he also created the Heal the World Foundation, a charitable organization designed to improve the lives of children, and one that is also meant to teach children how to help others. The song was performed at Jackson's memorial service on July 7, 2009. The lyrics of the song ring as true today as to when it was first released. Since education is primarily about the youth will perform the song for us this evening. Please welcome the following school choirs: the Willem Posma Primary, Eunice Primary, Onze Rust Primary, Christian Brothers College, which is led by the choir of Uduplus Independent School under the direction of Dion Suronio. If we can give them a round of applause. Thank you. wonderful. Let's listen to the children and let's heal the world to make it a better place for all of us. Let's give them another round of applause. It's also so wonderful that we can welcome the youth onto the campus to give them a feel of what's to come. At this stage of the graduation ceremony, I'm now pleased to introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, Professor Burger, who will present his candidates.
Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to award the following qualifications to the candidates that I introduced to you. The Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, certificates, diplomas, and master's degrees. Higher Certificate in Economic and Management Sciences Administration. Benboy N. Buthelezi N. Malasha T. N. Malhas A. Mamba N.E. and the certificate with distinction. Mate K.C. Mbonka L. Bransel B.O. Mbutuma A. De Jong V.D. Mkhlotswana M. Mochale P. Molloy L.I. Mosieleng T.B.K. and a certificate with distinction. Mosime D.V. Motlaping D.R.K. Motsumi T.I. Nokoyo L. C.A.K. Vapi P.A. Mshlambi P.A. Nkabela A.S. Higher Certificate in Economic and Management Sciences, Commerce. Gele AS. Shlalele MB and the certificate with distinction. Komana PM and the certificate with distinction. Leburu LD and the certificate with distinction. Legegeru MS and the certificate with distinction. Lekele MT and the certificate with distinction. Maboya MH. Madonzela C. Mahupela O. Makhaledise PL. Mazibuko ZE. Mfikwe F. Mofokeng KS. Molale RR and the certificate with distinction. Moletsani KN. Morake M. Motsolo P. Msitsana O. Party NA. Pori S and a certificate with distinction. Thank you. Polo SI. Sivumo BV. Sonop LK. Higher Certificate in Management Development. Duikers BTL. Ivans BJ and the certificate with distinction. Lehomo MG. Mafora YN. Niels CSA. PQZP and the certificate with distinction. Potgieter HM, and the certificate with distinction. Smith TL. Tabete L. Thompson AI, and the certificate with distinction. Nkosi NZ. Zaba W, and the certificate with distinction. Higher Certificate in Economic and Management Sciences, Administration. Mbele AT, and the certificate with distinction. Postgraduate Diploma in Business Administration. Blighnote PAJ. Crew BAJ, and the diploma with distinction. Dlanjwa A. Ebo MO. Fish ES. Jansen van Rensburg L. Julie's SH. Kwase TS. Liu MT. Lekoro MA. Lenkwe GT. Thank you. Thank you. Let's swallow LM and the diploma with distinction. Mons LI and the diploma with distinction. Mabuhola LJ. Magdinka S. Majara TI. Majola RRM. Maketa M. Makwaba KN. Matthijs IJJW. Mayeki so FE. Mobe MB. Modisinyane LR. Mokako K. Moleleki SV. Motlaleng KC. Mpuang T. Ngesu N. Nhlaupu LG and the diploma with distinction. No CMD. Kalani T. Rode SX. Sequera L. Shabalala TB. Sitole SR. Sopeng TG. Tibelo KS. Tulo KC. Master of Business Administration. Booty M. Huyaman CM. Ngapu NC. Mokwena MS. Mokwena FT. Molala H. Motaung MM. Musundire S. Thank you. Natkar A. Nandani ZZ. Ritgaard M.I., Sekesa M.J., Setouto D.K., Setrumani T., Chabalala KSA, Zulu ES. Is that it? Dankie. Done and dusted.
Well done to all the graduates. Let's give them another round of applause with loud cheers. I now have the privilege and honor to introduce the keynote speaker, Ms. Dikeledi Munyamani, who will also deliver the congratulatory message. Ms. Dikeledi Munyamani is a chartered accountant and a member of SAICA. She obtained her accounting qualifications from the University of the Free State and the University of South Africa, respectively. She holds an MBA from the African Leadership University and a Master of Science in Digital Innovation and Analytics from the Royal Holloway University of London. As a proud UFS alumna, she has served the university in various capacities, including as the youngest council member from 2015 to 2017. She has received various awards and accolades for her social impact initiatives, including being a Mandela Washington Fellow and a 2019 Top 35 Under 35 Chartered Accountants finalist. Currently, Ms. Munyamani is the Head Program Manager and Business Lead in Digital and E-Commerce at the Standard Bank Group. I am pleased to present Ms. Munyamani, who will, as I mentioned, deliver the keynote and congratulatory message.
Nna ke Mokwena wa Modibedi, wa Mphutlane, wa Mabula, wa Makeka, ra Seaparakobo, kwenanyana di a e tshaba, ha ke a ikapesa ke apesitswe ke batho ka bomo. It is so good to be home. This is the only place where I don't have to explain why my name is Dikeledi, even though it's spelled Likeleli. So I'm very happy to be here. I've seen so many familiar faces, and I just want to give a shout out to my auditing lecturer, Prof. Cornelie Kraus, who is just trailblazing in that industry. I'm so happy to see you here. One of the experiences that left a significant impact in my life, or impression in my life, and nudged me into changing my attitudes towards my studies was when I had the benefit of attending a student leadership summit organized by SAICA in my honors year. It was at this event that I met Professor Wiseman Ngushu, the first Black South African to qualify as a chartered accountant. As the guest speaker, Prof. Wiseman shared his moving story and spoke to us about the difficulties of achieving a chartered accountancy qualification back in the 1970s. As I sat there listening to him recount the hardships he faced, his story made me realize that no matter how insurmountable my own trials and tribulations seemed, I could conquer them with the right attitude and resolve. It was in listening to his story that I came back to campus with a renewed outlook to make the best of my time here at the University of the Free State and to later push harder in my career, no matter what stood in my way. I share this encounter as an introduction to relay the regard and honor I have for the platform I've been giving today to give you a keynote and a congratulatory message. I realize the significance of coming here to congratulate you for your success and to also share a little bit of my story with you. It was in reading about other people's stories in Destiny magazine as a student and also listening to the stories of how other people made it that I gained perspective and learned to define what I wanted my story to be. And therefore, as we meet today, I hope you will lend me an eager ear and take away some nuggets to apply in your own lives as you navigate the next leg of your academic and professional lives. My greetings to the Chancellor, Professor Mohale, who has made me feel so welcome today. Vice Chancellor, Professor Peterson, in absentia, Dean of the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences, Professor Berger, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our guests of honor graduating today. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you for reaching this important milestone in your educational journey. 14 years ago, if you believe it, I sat in this hall to graduate with a B accounting degree. I was filled with the same excitement that many of you are feeling today about passing what many felt was a challenging qualification. However, all the excitement that I felt was overwhelmed by the disappointment I felt at not graduating with a distinction. When I reflect on that time, I realized that the source of my disappointment was in the fact that I had been conditioned to believe that the essence of my worth and value was dependent on how many A's were on my academic transcript. And therefore, my perceived sense of failure was a challenge to this belief that I held so deeply within me. The second time I would experience failure was when I failed honors the following year and had to complete my studies at UNISA while I served articles at PwC. I had to ask myself for the first time, if my worth and value are to be determined by the impressiveness of a piece of paper, did this failure suddenly mean I was worth nothing? As we gather to celebrate today, I would like us to remember that we are not here to celebrate a piece of paper. We are here to celebrate you and what that piece of paper represents about you and the value that you have to share with the world. I want to challenge you to know that we are not just here to celebrate your marks. Those are important as they indicate the knowledge and skills you've gained in your field of study, but they certainly don't define you and the essence of who you are. We also celebrate the journey that you walked in getting here. And even if you, like me, have experienced some failure along the way, whether academic or otherwise, we celebrate even those failures, because without them, you wouldn't have learned the lessons that were necessary to learn, and you wouldn't be the person that you are today. With this in mind, I would like to challenge you to go home tonight and craft a narrative about what this graduation means to you, beyond the marks that you got to attain your qualification. And then I want you to carry that narrative with you everywhere you go to remind yourself of the full essence of your graduation story. In my experience, part of what enabled me to build a career that I'm proud of and a career that has been impactful on those around me is not because I was successful at everything I attempted and not because I have a perfect academic record. It is because I was able to frame the failures and the disappointments of my life positively and to use them to propel me forward. So I challenge you to go home and own the narrative of your university life, because the people who are able to own their story and to tell it with pride have a great foundation for success. To emphasize this, I'd like to share a quote I found online that is attributed to John Asraf, which says, "The stories we tell ourselves shape our lives. They shape who we believe we are, and this belief translates into who we become." Let us then be intentional with how each one of us frames the story of today's graduation. Let the prevailing narrative be that you are worth celebrating, that every single part of your journey is worth celebrating. While today may feel like the end of a chapter, we also have to remember that it is the beginning of another. As you approach the beginning of your professional journey, some of you may already be in it, I want to share the 3 concepts that helped me in shaping my career. The first one is the concept of lifelong learning. As we move from one chapter to another and transition from one season of our lives to another, we ought to remember to keep on adding new tools in our toolbox, the toolbox of knowledge, skills, and competencies. While university may have prepared you for the next few years of your career, you will need to continue to learn and get knowledge to remain relevant and to have longevity in your career. That means that even though today you say goodbye to one form of learning, you are also saying hello to another form. The learning never stops, because how you learn to study, how you passed exams is not the same method to apply to begin and complete a project successfully in the workplace. How you collaborated with your classmates, engaged with your lecturers, and socialized with your friends may require adapting as you endeavor to work in teams, build rapport with others, and build relationships in and outside the workplace. Not only that, but even the workplace itself continues to evolve. The fast pace at which we are developing and adopting the use of digital technology is changing the world of work and changing how we perform our work and introducing new jobs to our organizations. For example, the typical job of an accountant 10 years ago has changed completely today. And that means as an accountant myself, I've had to gain new skills to adapt to these changes. In fact, this is why I pursued my second master's in digital innovation and analytics, to ensure that I remain relevant and responsive to the impact of technology in the world. The second concept is the power of mentorship. As you navigate your professional life, remember that you cannot do it alone. In order to succeed, I encourage you to glean lessons from those who have walked the path before you, to study how they have navigated the way, even as you carve out your own unique path. In the world of work, you learn that intelligence alone, hard work alone, is not enough. As Prof. Bonang shared earlier in another session, and I paraphrase, if hard work alone was enough to guarantee success, African women would be drenched in wealth. Seeking mentors in your career will ensure that your intelligence and your hard work, coupled with people that can shape your career and guide you in the right ways, that can advocate for you in rooms where you're not present, who can connect you with the right people and the right opportunities to spare you in your journey, and who can encourage you along the way. The final concept is about investing in your professional network. As you go on to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see that I'm part of many different networks. One Young World, Global Shapers, Mandela Washington Fellows, the list goes on. As students and as professionals, you will be part of a network of people in and outside of your field who have skills that are different to yours, who come from a diverse background, and who think differently than you. Your ability to build a solid network that is mutually beneficial will play a big role in how much success you can attain and how wide the reach of your career can be. Be intentional in how you build this network, ensuring that you fill it with people who will encourage your ideas, challenge them, and make them better, and with people who will collaborate with you to bring those ideas to life. Most importantly, ensure that you also contribute to these networks by bringing yourself, your uniqueness, the uniqueness of your ideas, and your resources for the betterment of others, in order to position yourself as someone that is of value to your network. Finally, I want to talk about leadership. One of my personal mantras is that my gifts, talents, and expertise ought to be utilized for the benefit of the society in which I live. I believe in what one of my favorite authors, Lisa Bevere, says in articulating the obligation that we have to avail ourselves to be of service to others as we attain professional success. Our success is not for status. Our success is for service. All of us here today have grown up or are growing up in a generation where we are exposed to the possibilities of what success can look like for those who work hard in this country. However, we also need to think about what the purpose of that success is, and to consider that it is about so much more than just attaining material success and living a hashtag soft life, as we often say on social media. The purpose of our education, the purpose of our professional success is so that we can be of service to our immediate sphere of influence, our families and our communities, and to also be of service to the nation of South Africa, to the African continent, and to the world in general. What this service looks like may differ from person to person based on where our hearts feel inclined to contribute. In my days as a trainee accountant, I became part of an organization called the Association for the Advancement of Black Accountants, which has the objective of transforming the accounting profession in South Africa. Being part of ABASA opened me up to serving my society in many rewarding ways, such as tutoring matriculants from underprivileged communities, to bridge the skills gap in mathematical skills that keep many students from joining the accounting profession. Since then, I've served in other ways, in other organizations, using my skills and my voice and my influence to bring change around me. As economic and management sciences graduates, you are entering or are a part of a sector or a field of society that is riddled with many challenges, with as many challenges as it is opportunities. Some of these challenges relate to issues such as corruption and unethical conduct, unsustainable business practices, a lack of economic growth, and a lack of economic transformation. These challenges represent an opportunity for us to serve and to be the change that we want to see for our nation, which is what leadership is all about. Therefore, I'd like to challenge all of you to think about how you would want to serve in society with your qualifications in the lifetime of your careers. The goal of all of this, of why we are here today, is not just for you to live a hashtag soft life, but it is for you to contributing to building the South Africa that we want to see and to contributing even beyond the South African borders. As you walk out of here today, let it be with the awareness that with great success comes even greater responsibility. I'd like to leave you with the words that my late mother had written at the back of a picture of her 8 months pregnant with me. Dikeledi ngwanaka, tlo haihlulwe ke morwalo. This is a Sesotho proverb that means that the responsibility that lies on your shoulders as graduates is well placed because you are indeed born for such a time as this. Don't let the headlines you see on the news about the state of our nation fill you with fear. However, let it be a challenge to ask yourself, how can I contribute and how can I solve these problems? Most importantly, as you walk out of here today, celebrate yourselves, celebrate your stories, celebrate your successes and victories, and embrace and celebrate your failures. And don't forget to share your story, so that just like Prof. Wiseman Nkuhlu had an impact on my life with his story, you can impact someone else with yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Monyamani, for being open to share your story with us and for reminding us that we should be sharing our stories. You have some homework. You need to write your narratives so that you are able then to share your stories. Let's give another round of applause. I now call on the Chancellor to conclude the proceedings for this evening.
You are but a small part of the 1.2 million students in the 26 public universities, of which no less than 5 are in trouble, purely and simply because of the lack of leadership. How blessed we are to have the type of the Vice Chancellor that we have, of the caliber of Professor Francis William Peterson. Let's give it up for him in his absence. He wanted to be here, but duty calls, but I know that he's with us in spirit. The story that you tell shapes your life. What truly illuminating but profound words indeed in thanking Khaitsedi yaka Medikeledi Munyamane, who's a dear friend of this institution. Mary Aulebo, we thank you for being vulnerable with us. We thank you for being so generous with your time. We thank you for the pearls of wisdom that pour from your lips. And we thank you for the homework. But we thank you because you are one of us, having provided guidance, leadership and definition, governance and oversight of our own council. Then as the youngest, I still think you are 21. Hako leboa khaitsedi yaka ntumelle ke re wena o lebewana la tshulo o mohala ditwe wa naha o shweshwe ya dithuta o monokotshwai wa dithaba o ntwe mona e tshajwang ke bashanyana re latile wa rona hobane ho be re halefile re di hlwile maqebele di hlwile legwara phalo eme le lesemela seboko se phela ka hara lehlaka la pone go nkga lefuta fela re o leboa o rile wa hata mabala wa rietsa batho. Eminence, Excellencies, most distinguished guests, this concludes the proceedings for this evening. The university takes great pleasure and pride in inviting all graduates and your guests to exam room number 4, where tea and coffee will be served. The national anthem will now be played. After that, you are requested to remain standing while the congregation is dissolved and both the main and academic processions leave the hall. May you please kindly rise.
Oh,
by virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Free State. Let us continue to be safe. Thank you.